Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to get into the mess that is my Millspo IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. And I mean, it doesn't look messy from afar, but like once you really get in there and have a look and like actually start seeing, like, oh, there's actually loads of leaves pressed against the glass, and there's some pressed against grow lights, and it's just like quite jam-packed and potentially not well lit enough even. So we're gonna give it a bit of a refresh in today's video. And this video was actually also picked out by my Good Growing fam over on Patreon. They wanted to see the refresh, and so here's the refresh. But before I get into it, I want to say, if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you are not new here, welcome back. I really appreciate it. If you voted for this video on Patreon, good. Let's do it. I think the first step is always to take everything, and I mean everything, out, which is kind of a pain, but I think it will be worth it. And I think there's some things that aren't going to be able to go back into this cabinet. Like, let me clear the way really quick. I don't think, at least not on the top shelf, I don't think that this alocasia, oh gosh, can I even get it out? I don't think this alocasia can continue living in there as it is, because it's just so, it's too tall. It's too tall, and it's like, not necessarily blocking loads of things, but it's, I think I could give it a better spot, potentially down at the bottom, where it's got a little bit more space. And I've just pulled off a yellow leaf, which is totally normal. But I mean, it's been growing phenomenally, just like weird because of the way it is being lit from the top. So the leaves are all facing up, which is like kind of nice, but I don't really get to admire them that way. So moving it to the bottom, even if they are facing up, I get to admire them more there anyways. So I feel like that would be a good shout. But otherwise, I think I just need to take everything out and not start over. There's lots of things. Being the next step, it's time. It's time. My Hoover's fixed, so I can actually Hoover things now. But I just need to clean this out and we can kind of start over then. And I'll clean it, I'll wipe it, and hopefully that will do for it. And we can like figure some things out, because I think I want to change up the bottom portion here in an exciting way. Something that I wish I had done at the beginning was line this bottom shelf with something. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely been scratched up over the years, and no matter how much I like clean it, I can't get the like sort of water rings off. So it's just kind of permanently ever so slightly glossy, which is unfortunate, but it's also fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. It would have just been like, it's kind of too late now, but if I could go back, it would have been a useful thing to do at the beginning. So if you're thinking about building one, maybe line the surface of the shelves to protect them, because it would help. Or I should have done the top one first, because now all the dust is gonna go down to the bottom. Smart. I am also gonna take this board, actually this grid, off the back of the bottom section only, because I have a new plan for it. It did only have a few, sorry, the lights changed. It did only have like a few baskets on it, so I wasn't really using it as much as I thought I might, and so I don't really feel like I need to have it on there. And if I'm no longer using it to like hold stuff, it'll probably save my shelf a little bit. Oh my god, the lights changed so much in the last like 20 seconds. Very sorry. The sun is just going in and out. That's why I have the blinds closed. But I'm just gonna cut this down. Because I don't think I need it here anymore. I'm also going to take down the yellow sticky traps that I have in here that are all flied up. I can put new ones on when I have like put all the plants back, because I mean, it's done a good job in catching the flies for now. Just while I clean the glass, I'm going to take the other one off as well, so I can get this whole place as clean as possible. I'm just glad I'm not currently dealing with pests in here, to be honest, so knock on wood. So already, if we don't do anything else, it'll be letting in a little bit more light than it would before. It's very marginal, but it would be letting in more light technically. Okay, so now I think would be a good time to figure out what we're gonna be doing on the bottom down here without the grid. And the reason I don't want to use the grid anymore is because I have these acrylic shelves that I got from Modern Aqua ages ago. They gave them to me when I was doing my collaboration with them for my Redsta cabinet, but they make amazing acrylic shelves. They're what I would have kitted out my cabinet with if they had shipped to the UK or like even existed when I made mine, because I feel like I made mine fairly early on in the IKEA cabinet trend or like phase. But I have these half shelves, so they only go out halfway. I mean, not even halfway, like a third of the way into the cabinet. But I feel like that works kind of the same as just having the wire grid in, and will actually provide me with more space to put plants. So I'm gonna be a little bit strategic with this and use them so I can put small plants in here to get quite a lot of light. And I actually I ordered some more of the Barina grow lights. I ordered some more of these to put somewhere else, but I have two more that I could put on the bottoms of these shelves to light the things below them, so that it's not actually blocking out any sort of light by putting the extra shelves in there. So that's the current plan. And these come with all like the fittings you need to put them in. I will link them down below in the description. This video isn't sponsored by them, but they did give these to me for free. And I think long run, I would prefer if I had all black fittings because that would match the rest of my cabinet, but I have 2 sets of white fittings. And so I'm just gonna use the white fittings because then it'll match, if nothing else. And the Barina lights that I have are white as well, so I feel like it would just make a bit more sense. My understanding is you just kind of put them into the holes and then you screw them in like you would the normal shelves. I think I want one there, and then there. And remember, they'll have grow lights on them, so like I can put small things in here. I'm thinking like Hoyas, baby alocasias, stuff like that to go in here. That'll be good. And I can put some of my bigger alocasias on the bottom and they'll get more light down there as well. And then they come with a little middle guy as well to go in the center to support the middle. And they'll stay like that. And I can put plants on there. The good thing about these shelves that they have improved since they first started making them is they have threaded these holes with little brass fittings. So now when you're screwing something and you don't need to have something on the top and the bottom to make sure it stays in place, you can just fit it into, you can screw it into the spot. Okay, let's see. Where are you? Maybe I should have, I could have screwed the shelf to these before I put it in. That probably would have been easier. I'm not gonna change it now because I've already done this, but it probably would have been a simpler process. There we go. That shelf is in. And you know what? I'm gonna try the other way with this one. It could go either way, to be honest, whether or not this is easier. But I'm testing it out so you don't have to. Oh, also, these shelves have great spots for the cords to go through. I think that's just such a smart idea. Yeah, so just putting it on first. I think it may be useful to, when I install this one, put one of the daisy chain cables from the lights through one of the sides, through this side, so I can daisy chain the lights together because then they can go on a single plug instead of 2 plugs, which makes way more sense if you ask me. Gosh, I feel like if I were to be making my greenhouse cabinet now, I don't think I'd do things that much differently. I think it would be fairly similar, but I definitely would have kitted it out with these sort of acrylic shelves sooner because I feel like they're just such a better option than the metal ones. They're definitely a better option than the Scattis shelves you can get from IKEA, the ones that's like the pegboard. Those went moldy very, very quickly. If I pop that in there, maybe the way I did it is easier because now I have to like balance it and stuff. This is way harder. Do it the first way. It's too late for me now, but highly recommend doing it the first way. Oh, okay, so this cord, because it's flat, I can put it through, so I don't need to worry about that. I just need to worry about finding the friggin' hole. There we go. Okay. Let's hope the other one's lined up. Okay, fabulous. And I can just slide this cord in. That is convenient, okay. I will have to not put them quite centered, unfortunately. because if I want to attach the cable to them, because this extension, the daisy chain isn't very long. So they're like not going to be quite centered. Yeah, just barely not quite centered, which is a little bit of a shame, but it's okay. It's absolutely fine, and it'll give so much more light to the things at the bottom. It'll be worth it. On the grow lights, they have these little clippies that you can use to clip around the grow light. It goes in there like that, and it's got a hole there. And I'm just using the screws that came with the kit, because there's also threaded holes that you're supposed to be using for grow lights. I think they best fit the Soltech grow lights, the like Soltech bars, but I don't have any more of those bars, so I'm just going to be using these Barinas and hope that it works fine enough. There we go. And it's not that far off center. I mean, it's definitely off centered because you can see, but it's not that far off center. I have plugged in the power cord for the lights, and I've kind of just threaded it through the sides here. I did have to take the shelves off to be able to get it into place, but it was easy enough. And now I just need to get this cord to go out the door. And to do that, I take off the door. And honestly, I'm not mad that that's how I do my cords. I know some people would probably find it quite annoying to have the cables like that and much prefer that maybe they go down all the way to the bottom and you've drilled a hole. I never regret not drilling a hole in the bottom of my cabinet. I'm sure it'd be absolutely fine if I did. I know some people really like theirs. I never really felt like I cared enough for it to be an issue. So I'm just gonna take the door off, and yeah, the door will squeak. But I don't care. And like, to be honest, I don't think anyone else does. Does anyone? Tell me if you watch my videos and you hear me close my IKEA cabinet, does that squeaking annoy you? Because I do include it typically, but I can always take it out. So I am just going to take off the door momentarily. It's really easy. It's just with one of those little pins. And I'm not even going to take it off all the way. I am just going to take it off from the top. Yep, from the top, like that. Can you see that? And feed the cable around. So the cable is ever so slightly thicker than the other cables I have in there, so it will make the squeak worse. But again, like I said, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. And now I can plug it in, I guess. The issue is though, my power strip on this one, I think I'm gonna have to change it. Originally when I did my cabinet, I did it with a 3-gang smart power strip with the USB things, and I don't even use these USB things anymore. I think that they were playing up, and so it made it so my fan wasn't going on. And so I bought myself another one of these USB port things that plugs into a normal plug. And I think that's the one I'm going to unplug for the time being to put this in. And I'll just be really careful about airflow. Moment of truth. Did they turn on? Heck yeah! This is what we are looking like in here. It is by far not the same light as this color-wise, temperature-wise. This fluorescent bulb is probably cooler than I would normally like it, and these Barinas are probably slightly warmer than I normally like it. So I mean, it's a bit of a jarring combination, but I'm hoping once the plants are in, you won't be able to see it on the back wall. It's not gonna be as bothersome like that. But I think this works perfectly. And now when I have alocasias down here, they won't be as leggy as they previously were because they weren't getting as much light. Good stuff. This is smart. I should probably peel off the film from these as well. I left it on just while I was working because I didn't want to scratch them. look at that crystal clear shelf. It's gonna get scratched up and scuffed and watermarked before we know it, covered in dirt. Look at these. That looks so great. Okay, I just sat down for a quick cup of tea, and now it is nearing sunset here in the UK at the ripe old time of 2:55. It's just because like there's buildings, and so the sun's just gonna go behind the buildings and it's gonna get dark soon. So I kind of want to finish this up before it gets too dark. So I am going to put the grid back on the top, which I'm kind of a little bit sad that I don't have new shelves for the top two, because it's gonna look a little bit disjointed. I feel like those are very different vibes, but once the plant's in, hopefully you won't be able to tell. Also, this, look how scratched up my shelf has gotten. So I've had this shelf for years and years and years, and it has been a great shelf. It's a metal shelf with slats for airflow, which is 100 times better than the glass shelf because airflow exists. And I mean, mine's customized, which is really cute. But the paint has just come off, and I know I could spray paint it again or put nail varnish or whatever, but I mean, it's fine. I actually don't even think they still make these shelves. The business just ended or something. I don't know. If I were to redo it now, again, I would probably get a clear acrylic one because it would be lighter as well, and then just make this whole thing kitted out really like light and bright and beautiful, and probably slightly more long wearing than this sort of scratchy bit. But luckily you literally never see the scratches because they're usually covered with plants. I think I'm going to start putting the plants back, and I'm going to start with these new shelves here because I think that will be, it's the most different bit, and it's also at the back, so it makes the most sense that I would want to do it first. One thing that wasn't in here before that I do want to put in here that is not leaking water but very wet is the begonia cuttings from my last video. I feel like they would do well getting a bit of light, so I've just put them on the edge of that there. Yeah, just figuring out where things can go to give them the best chance of success. So I can like put my Hoyas way up close to the grow light at the top even. Oh yeah, I was gonna see if that guy. Honestly, I just don't think this fits in the cabinet anymore. It is just a little bit too big, unfortunately. It's just like that little bit too in the way. But let's see for now if this works, and we can always move it if it doesn't. Can this still hang? Not as easily. I think this is where I'm gonna leave the bottom for now, because it's difficult, because I could put taller things here, but then they would block the smaller things that are back there, and then it's like kind of a waste of having the grow light there. I suppose I could put the grow light, like double gang it at the top or on that middle shelf, but I don't know. I feel like it, just in general, things will do better down here. So let's see if we can fit the rest up in the top. I don't know if I'm gonna do the shelves the same way up there, so I guess we can find out. Sorry, the camera died, so I'm not 100% sure where it stopped recording, but hopefully I do have some footage from putting some stuff in the top. And I think my main goal in this whole thing is to just have less crowdedness. And I think I only removed 3 plants from this, and they're 3 large alocasias that were probably due to come out anyways. So I'm not too worried about things, actually. I feel like I'm pretty good place here and happy with happy with where I have put things for the most part. I think there will still probably be some chopping and changing around just to figure things out exactly, just because whenever I have a new setup, it takes a minute to fully figure things out. But do you want a tour? Shall I give you my final tour of this beautiful cabinet? We're kind of gonna speed run this just because there's a lot in here and I don't want to take up too much time. So at the back here, we've got my Alocasia Jacqueline / Tunderosa, I think it's called. I think it's the same plant. We've got some Alocasia bulbs propping there, which eventually I will end up taking out of here, obviously, but for now they can prop there and keep getting light. At the top back, the Hoya Carii, hanging from the backboard. Also hanging from the backboard, I still have my Hoya globulosa Welsh Mountain Zoo hanging back there still. In that sort of wire basket we have there, we've got the Hoya Shepherdii, my variegated Rhaphidophore tetrasperma. I've pulled it slightly further away from the light than it was before because it was getting quite close to it. This lighting's very bad for you to actually see the variegation, but it's variegated, see? And then my variegated jade satin in that little area. On the bottom bit, the Monstera EC7, which I should probably get on a moss pole, but not for right now. The Obliqua, Monstera Obliqua Peru, this cool one on a moss pole here. My begonia pink spot in semi-hydro, a couple of propagations. I have a couple of water propagations down here. I might move some others in here if I feel inclined to propagate. I think this is my dwarf Portadora. It is much smaller. At the back there, in that is, oh gosh, what is this? Is this a platinum? You could tell it's doing very well with a single leaf. It's fine. Hopefully this situation will be better for it than before. The back middle, my other one leaf club Alocasia at the minute is my black velvet in a massive pot, but with just one leaf. My variegated Alocasia Friedeck. That, to be honest, this is probably a bit precarious for my liking because it's just on tiny little feet and I have to like avoid them falling into these little holes. That's fine. And then at the back, same as before, is my Syndapsis Jade Satin on a trellis back there. And I think this looks so much better. There's just more space here. There's more room for things. Things can breathe a little bit. They've got room to grow. I can see everything a whole lot better. And I'm gonna try and keep it like this. Who knows? My IKEA cabinet just ends up getting fuller and fuller because I'm like, I want everything to be in this perfect environment. So that's the top. Moving down to the bottom. First thing, I've kept my Paulownia repens variegated hanging from up here. I don't know if I'll keep it here permanently, but I like it hanging in here for some reason, so I'm gonna keep it. The back thing in the corner is my Syndapsis mint variegated jade satin, my variegated dragon scale, which I need to sort that out, but that'll be soon. Variegated compacta, my little multiple box of Hoyas with a bunch of things in it, New Guinea Ghost, Wilbur Graves, Catsburgii, Thomsonii, Serpens, and the Huschgaliana intervariegated. Some Linearis props, which are probably ready to go in to their mother plant as well. Crinklate, and some more Alocasia bulbs. Oh, and even more still, my variegated heartleaf, or my mixed pot of variegated and non-variegated heartleaf philodendron. On the shelf just below that, variegated lipstick plant, the Bolero bicolor, Polyneura Brogée, my propagation cup of, I think this is a Whip Away and a Spiritus Sancti cuttings in here. I need to work on them. I know they're rooted. I need to sort them out and put them in a proper setting, I think. The Wilbur Graves, Nova Ghost, those begonia cuttings. And then in the back there, kind of in the shade now, is my Paulownia pulchra. So we will see if this works out. I can always buy more of these Barina lights and daisy chain more together. I think I can chain up to like 16 or something, which is awesome. So I can put more of these lights up if I feel that it needs them. On the bottom, this is my Alocasia reversa silver dragon. And then I figured it would be a good idea to put some of my variegated Alocasias under some grow lights so they're getting nice light. So we've got the, oh, is it the Macrorrhiza variegated there, next to the Scalprum, which is a bit twisty-turny. I'm hoping the grow light being on top of it will kind of bring it up more towards that. Alocasia Bisma, Alocasia Green Unicorn, and then my Anthurium SP Limon Moss Pole, which is doing quite well. Look at those abs. It's beautiful. Love it. And then, I don't know if this is the right thing for here or not, but my Dragon's Breath is going to go here for now. And we'll just hope that it likes it or does better here. Long term, I'm probably going to have to put this outside of my cabinet just because it is so big. It probably needs more space, but for now I'm going to keep it in here. And then here are the ones that didn't fit that I need to find new homes for. My Alocasia Ninja, which is like pretty stinking big. This leaf is huge, so I just need to find a better spot for it. My Alocasia Portadora, which was absolutely bursting out of its spot. I think it needs to go somewhere with more light, or closer to a grow light or something, because it was getting, it's not leggy, but it's very, very, very tall, and the leaves are getting bigger, so that is good. And then my Regal Shield, which will also grow quite well, I think in a spot with more light, and I want these leaves to get bigger as well. So I'm not mad that I've taken these ones out of the cabinet. I feel like it is the right choice because they could use more space, but now I need to figure out where I'm going to put them. That's a problem for later, Emma. It doesn't have to happen in this video. I also desperately need to get new batteries for my little hygrometer thermometer, but I have just ordered them from Amazon, as well as a bigger plug for there. So that'll happen soon, but for now, I know it's warm enough and humid enough in here to be fine for these plants, so I don't really need to worry, but it'll be nice to have this on again, just so I can keep it consistent. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of my cabinet refresh. I'm genuinely really happy with how it turned out. I was a bit worried there in the middle. I always am with big projects, that it's just gonna be weird or something and just not work out, but I am really happy with how it looks now, and I hope my plants are gonna absolutely love it. Before I sign off though, I wanna say a huge thank you to the newest member of my Good Growing fam, Veve. Thank you so much for joining in over on Patreon. If anyone else is interested in joining, it is £3 a month, and for that you get all of the things, including like live chats, bonus content, polls, so you can pick videos like this one and choose what you want me to make, which I think is fun, and just generally better access to me. We've got a Discord server if you want to make some plant friends over there with my other Good Growing fam patrons. It's there. Also, another thing you can do now is actually gift a membership to somebody else, which is awesome. So if you want to join but haven't because you're unsure or you don't have the funds for it or something, you can put it on your Christmas gift list and somebody else can gift you a membership for X amount of time, and you can get that for them, which I think is really, really cool. So put it on your Christmas wish list, and who knows, I could be seeing more of you over on my Patreon soon. But I totally get if that is not your thing, do not worry about it. There's absolutely no pressure to sign up. I just think it's a bit of fun, and it's a great way to get to know my followers a little bit better. So yeah, that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future. If you think I could have done something better in this situation, or you have any tips or ideas, they're always gladly appreciated. I like learning from all of y'all, and subscribe for more. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Don't forget to keep growing. Bye.